Hello, and welcome to Unity of Fredericksburg. My name is Linda, and I'm pleased to welcome all of you to the Unity of Fredericksburg weekly online gathering. At Unity of Fredericksburg, we are advancing the movement of spiritual awakening and transformation through unity, a positive path for spiritual living. We thank those of you watching on YouTube, live or later, and invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're able to attend live, we encourage you to join us in the Zoom community room for the full Sunday morning experience, including music, prayer, and connection. Our weekly newsletter includes the Sunday service link. You can subscribe to our weekly newsletter at uofva.org for all the details. Our message and meditation today comes from Akosua, Washington Woods, a licensed Unity teacher in both youth and family ministry and adult education. She is the youth and family ministry director at Unity of Gaithersburg, as well as prayer chaplain and spirit groups co-team lead. She is currently studying at the Unity Urban Ministerial School, and she is, a storyteller and writer. One of her passions is social justice, and she incorporates that interest into her arts and children's ministry. We're very glad to welcome our guest speaker for today. Here is Akosua, Washington Woods.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Good morning, y'all. Good morning, Unity of Fredericksburg. I'm Akosua, Washington Woods, as they said, and I just wanted to give you a little bit to know about me a little bit. Akosua means girl child born on a Sunday, and I was born at 1:03 on a Sunday afternoon. So I'm really looking forward to our time together today. This is my first time joining y'all. Before we begin today's lessons, let's all take a deep breath together. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in again and breathe out. This last and final time, breathe in your intent for this day. Hold it for a count of 5 and breathe out with a sound. Breathe in. Push it out with a sound. Ooh. Okay, now that we've gotten all that out of the way, let's begin. This is the month of February, and the power this month is strength. The color is mint green, and the disciple is Andrew, and the location of the body is the lower back. This explanation comes from Charles Fillmore's book, The 12 Powers of Man. Charles Fillmore, of course, is one of the co-founders of Unity. He also defined peace as a state of inner harmony and tranquility rooted in divine Christ consciousness rather than just the absence of conflict. He emphasized that peace is achieved by becoming a peacemaker, mentally reducing strife, anger, and retaliation in oneself. He further stated, a peacemaker is one who has the capacity to quit the turbulent thoughts in their own mind, acting as a child of God. He regarded inner peace as a position of strength that enabled clearer thinking, sounder decisions, and what, when maintained individually, contributes to a more peaceful world. Are you one voice for peace? Voices 2? Voices 3? What does it mean to hold space for peace, for understanding, for grace, for all divine beings? Who are you? What makes you a proud, courageous, and welcoming peacemaker? How do you show up? How do you present yourself to the world? Let's take this exploration together. To live in peace, to be a peacemaker, all throughout history, there have been peacemakers, people who live and work and live and hold peace. Is that you? Yesterday, Today, tomorrow, are you willing to be one voice? Voices two, voices three, a voice for all of us. Look at yourself. Did you show up today authentically? You don't need to be an invincible superhero. You can show up as kind. Your superhero power could be the power of strength. What gets in the way? Perhaps it just might be our thoughts. How many times have they gotten in the way of our being fully present with each other? Am I being thoughtful and kind, or judgmental and sometimes mean? Can I use empathy in that moment, or am I comfortable being the jackal? You choose. Perhaps you love where you are right this minute, and you're not interested in much of a change. That's fine as well. It's a choice. What is feeding your soul right now? What are your dreams and aspirations? First, when you were a child, and later as you aged. How many of them have been fulfilled, or are you still waiting? Stop waiting. The time is now. Go out there and just do it. It's not always easy. It takes two to work together, yet it only takes one to begin the first step towards a peaceful solution. It might mean bearing witness or holding space, sometimes in silence, sometimes not. Be willing to be willing. How uncomfortable are you? It has been suggested that the more uncomfortable we are, the stronger the learning and the healing that can happen. By showing up, even when we're uncomfortable, know that your life makes a difference. You matter. Proverbs 31, verses 8 through 9 state, "Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the rights of all who are destitute. Speak up and judge fairly. Defend the rights of the poor and needy." Along with that, Luke chapter 3, verse 11 says, "And John answered, anyone who has two shirts should share with the one who has none, and anyone who has food should do the same." What does that mean to you? Reflect on that for a moment. Sounds like a choice has been made to live in peace alongside others, doesn't it? We move forth together, together as divine beings, as wonderful humans living a spiritual life. We are kind and gentle people. We live our lives as people with dignity, with honor, and with caring spirits. We are kindred souls. As we consciously continue moving into our soul space, know that we are one in spirit. Unity principle number 5, I do and give my best by living the truth I know I make a difference. Isn't that what those Bible verses I just mentioned said? Unity principle and what unity principle number 5 means? Are you living your truth? Can we do that as one voice, the voice for peace? You're people of courage. I can see that in you. Can you see it in yourself? Often, taking a stand is lonely, scary, and unpredictable, but I'm asking you to consider doing that. There are so many examples out there right now of folks making a choice to stand with their neighbors, to stand with their coworkers, to stand with each other. I understand the monks just came through here. I'm eagerly awaiting them to come my way. We live in Silver Spring, Maryland, which is about 25 miles outside of DC. I've been following the monks on their walk for peace from the very beginning of their journey, along with Aloka, the rescue dog. They embody truly walking for peace, no matter the weather, no matter the distance. Can we go the distance? I'm not suggesting that most of us can walk 2,300 miles, but we can do that in our minds, in our hearts, and in our souls. Let's continue walking in peace, hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder. Look for the allies. Be curious about those that haven't had a different outlook than we do. By making an attempt to understand each other, we don't have to agree, understand where someone else is, but perhaps we can arrive at clarity and a judgment-free agreement to disagree. Interrupting divisive or non-peaceful dialogue is another way. Going within and taking a deep cleansing breath always helps as well. Sometimes it just takes a cookie, a coffee, or just the laughter of a child. Unity principle number 2, which says, I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and in everyone. We are being called higher to be peacemakers, to achieve one voice. Does it mean I keep showing up with the same attitude, the same ideas? Or are we all open to the possibilities? Reverend Eric Butterworth wrote in The Flow of Life, chapter 5, life is a framework of human relations. Though conflicts arise between people, human beings are essentially gregarious creatures. Getting along with people is certainly a prerequisite to happiness and security because all humankind is interdependent. But even more, it is a longing of the heart that arises out of the transcendent awareness of unity. People innately know that they are one in spirit. I'm going to say that again. People innately know that they are one in spirit. Unity principle number 3, I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. This is really paramount during these uncomfortable and difficult times. It's hard, I know, but it doesn't have to be as hard as we make it out to be. We're learning that all the time. Remain open and willing to listen even when we'd rather not. What are you doing for yourself right now to remain steadfast and open? Gather your strength, your power, your peace, and use it. Mr. Rogers said, look for the helpers. They show up in all kinds of ways. Some of those helpers are the ones who challenge us the most, even to our core beliefs. What have we learned and what lessons have been earned? American author Mitch Albom stated, when we build on the shoulders of those who came before us. And when we fall apart, those who came before us help put us back together. I invite all of us to be those builders. Dr. Maya Angelou said, bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. I'm asking you to rise. It's time. It might take sitting in silence, journaling, taking a walk outside, reading affirmations, singing your favorite song, or making a phone call. Some of you might think zip lining or bungee jumping will work. I got to tell you, though, I'm not joining you on that zip lining or that bungee jumping. Not at all. But it's whatever works for you. Again, principle number 5 said, I do and give my best by living the truth I know. I make a difference. I make a difference. And so do you. Do we live within these principles and do we live our truth? Or aren't we part-time believers and spiritual beings when it's convenient? I'd like to think and believe that I show up living within the 5 basic principles and within the 12 powers. I challenge you to do the same. Live brilliantly. The principles and the 12 powers give us the capacity to know our divine and spiritual nature. Where is your heart landing? How can we remain steadfast in our truth while walking in the world? We remain conscious and current. We remain prayerful and joyous. We remain hopeful and people of faith. That might mean that we have to go really, really deep within and look at how we show up. I said that earlier and I'm repeating it now. How are we showing up? In The Revealing Word, a dictionary of metaphysical terms by Charles Fillmore, he wrote, peace is harmony and tranquility derived from awareness of the Christ consciousness. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. That's from John chapter 14, verse 27. He goes on to say, steadfast affirmations of peace will harmonize the whole body structure and open the way to attainment of healthy conditions in mind and body. Until world peace is based on the divine law of love, and this law is incorporated into the minds of those who sign the pact, there will be no permanent peace. Again, Reverend Eric Butterworth gave us another gem. No one can take my good from me. It is more important to have inner peace. It is better to stand in strength than to sit in weakness, to stand in love than to sit in bitterness, resentment, or hatred. This is an important mantra to repeat, especially right now, to stand in love. I hope you're joining me in standing in love. I have faith that this is so even when it appears to not be. We can stand together in a circle even in this zone room. Can we continue circling in our minds and then outwardly as a collective? Again, Dr. Maya Angelou is quoted as saying, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. In my research, actually, I found out that she was not the first person to say this. It is attributed to a Mormon minister named Carl Bruner, but Dr. Angelou is quoted most often. Michelle Obama said, one of the lessons that I grew up with was to always stay true to myself and never let what somebody else says distract me from my goals. Great words to live by, aren't they? Believe you are peace, and so you are. We can all be peacemakers, no matter what we look like, how we sound, where we come from, or who we love. God don't make no mistakes, my maternal grandmother Mud Deer would often quote. We are all the living embodiment of spirit that lives within each of us. In the song that will be played later in the broadcast, some of the lyrics are, this is the sound of all of us, singing with love and the will to trust. Leave the rest behind, it will turn to dust. This is the sound of all of us. This is the sound of all of us. This is the sound we're spreading around our world community. We commit to sing in peace, harmony, curiosity, but most of all, love. Are you ready to answer that call? Our journey is just beginning. Embrace it. We join together and hold a space of peace and of honor, moments that transcend time and space. We can live like this. I am calling you higher. I am calling all of us higher. Be ready. The moment is here. Young African-American poet-writer Amanda Gorman wrote, "There is always light if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it." I know, and I'm suggesting to you, believe it, know it, feel it, live it, be it. Ooh. Now is the time that we're going to go into meditation. This morning, I invite you to go into the silence, affirming what peace means to you. What does that mean? As we go deeper, deeper into the silence, what does peace mean to you? Into the silence, peace, be still. Peace, be still. Peace. Into the silence, we go deeper. Into silence, peace. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. Go deeper and deeper still. I am peace. I am. I am peace. Peace. I am. I am peace. I am peace. Peace. I am. I am one voice of peace. I am peace. As you move from the silence, I invite you to light a candle for peace sometime today or over the next few days, the months, or the years. We could keep that candle lit forever, couldn't we? As you light that candle, allow yourself to become like that flame. Be a fire for peace. Be that one voice, voices two, voices three. That fire for peace. So here is our affirmation for today. I am the voice of peace. One people, one voice. I'll say that affirmation again, and then I'll ask you to join me over the next couple. I am the voice of peace. One voice, one people. Actually, I mixed that up. I am the voice of peace. One people, one voice. Let's repeat that 2 more times, and I want you to say it with me. I am the voice of peace. One people, one voice. This last time, let's say it so loudly that the people next door and down the block and throughout our world community can hear us. I am the voice of peace. One people, one voice. One people, one voice. I am the voice of peace. You are the voice of peace. We are the voice of peace. Thank you for listening to me this morning. It has truly been an honor, and I look forward to circling in community and the collective with you as we gather in the world. Ashe, Ahim, Aho, Namaste. Amen.
Thanks for watching the weekly broadcast from Unity of Fredericksburg. Visit our website, uofva.org, to learn more about our mission, a spiritual awakening and transformation, and support our ministry with your financial donation. Thanks again for watching.